Juliet Mann has been speaking to Martin Jacques, the author of When China Rules the World.
One of the characteristics of China is that it shows more continuity in its institutions, including, especially here, its governing institutions, than probably any other society in the world. So you can't understand China through a Western, a nation-state prism. If you don't view it through its own authenticity, well, then you never understand it. And quite frankly, the great problem we have in the UK and internationally of understanding, making sense of China, is that we just refuse to do that. We find it impossible to understand the Communist Party in China. And another problem we've got is because we don't really understand it, then we use the example of the Soviet Communist Party as a way of understanding the Chinese Communist Party. I'm sorry, you can't do that. They are chalk and cheese. They are very, very different.
So they're chalk and cheese. How would you describe the CPC's approach to governance, particularly its emphasis on consensus, long-term planning and national development?
Basically, it sees itself as responsible for the development of China as a civilization, as a country, as a society. And therefore it seeks to represent all the different parts of China, all the different sections of people and so on. And to be, its voice, if you like, their voice. So it's got a very comprehensive view.
In the past, you've talked about the CPC as a highly dynamic political force. Would you say that it still is today? And if so, why?
Oh, yes, undoubtedly. Well, it's been extraordinarily successful, and it's probably in its most successful period of all. Presently, the Chinese Communist Party has overseen a dramatic transformation of the country. It's been the leader of that process. Its economy has, as we all know, after 1978, grew at 10% a year for 35 years, and is still growing quite strongly. It's still growing around 5%, even though it's now, in many ways, a pretty developed country. And, technologically, it's well ahead of Britain, for example.
So you're talking about China domestically. What about China's rise on the global stage? How do you characterize that?
I think that China is now, in many respects, could be described as the global leader. In key ways now, it is more important than the United States. Meanwhile, of course, we're living through this era where America under Trump has gone rogue and has turned against the international system and in partial rejection of it. So we're now in a very open situation where, China is in the process of becoming not just a global leader, it will become the global leader over time. We're living in that era now. This is a hugely important historic period of this major shift of power.